Here comes the money. You're now listening to the Gambling with Gold podcast with Jason Gold. Presented by Champions Round.
What is going on? Welcome to Gambling with Gold. My name is Jason Gold, joined by Steffi Smalls. We are here to talk about the Open Championship, the 150th Open Championship at St. Andrews. Probably one of my favorite courses in the entire world. A dream place for me to go play golf at some point in my life. Can't wait to get into these bets. Steph, how you doing on this Tuesday?
I'm very excited. Love a majors week. Sad that the golf season's starting to dwindle a little bit here, but excited. We get Tiger. A couple guys, surprising guys keep popping up in my research. So I'm excited to dive into it.
Okay, why don't we jump off the top, talk about Mr. Tiger Woods, who we haven't seen him since the U.S. Open, which he pulled out after the third round, but he's played in two majors thus far this season, has made the cut in both, and that seems like a good place to start in terms of our gambling for this week. Tiger Woods at BetMGM, minus 150 to make the cut, plus 110 come back the other way to miss the cut. Which side are you on and why?
The side I'm definitely on is not taking him outright. Like maybe I'll sprinkle. I want to be part of it's hard because you want to be part of the Tiger Woods like culture here, but you also, we've seen him, his body just can't keep up when the weekend does hit. So maybe flirt with like a first round leader if I really feel like I need to be a part of it.
That's spicy now.
Yeah, if you want, maybe first round leader, to make the cut would be where I would go as far as Tiger is, but I'm staying away from him as far as the whole the weekend goes because his body, he's just not the same Tiger.
So there's a couple interesting points here, and the juice is definitely on him to make the cut at this point, and there's good reason. He's won here twice. He definitely knows the course well, and from what I understand, the course sets up pretty similarly to Augusta for him. Big greens, big fairways, a lot of places to miss, shorter course. I think it only measures in at 7,300 yards as a par 72. He has intimate knowledge of the place. There's a reason that he didn't play in the PGA Championship because he wanted to get his body ready. He felt like after the U.S. Open, he was not ready. Obviously pulled out after the third round, so he wasn't ready. But he said he's gotten stronger. He has played a little bit over in Ireland for 2 days. He's been practicing there for a week. He loves this course. He made it a full point to take care of his body enough that he can make it to the 150th Open Championship at St. Andrews. I think that as long as he's on the right side of the weather here, I do think that this made cut, a minus 150, is a good bet. However, if it gets really cold and really windy, we know how his body is. He's told us enough about his body in the cold weather. It deteriorates very quickly. So that's my biggest concern coming into it is just the weather, how it's going to affect him. But what am I going to do? Not bet the minus 150 for him to make the cut?
You have to be part of it. I need to be in on Tiger Woods at some capacity this weekend. So I think to make the cut, like you said, I think that's the smartest bet here if you do want to put money onto Tiger Woods. That's the way I'm going to go. Even his odds right now, 65 to 1 to win the entire thing. I think that's just respect on Tiger because I think those odds are a little outlandish to be. I don't know. So I love Tiger, just like the next person. Not going to take him outright, but to make the cut, I can get on board.
Well, here's another thing. So our guy at TF Sports, Spencer, the best model in the game, actually has Tiger ranked 17th in one of his model breakdowns for this week and thinks he's a great play in some DraftKings stuff. That seems batshit crazy to me to actually, these sharp models are showing that there's value on Tiger Woods. That never happened. So that's my ears went oh, okay.
Yeah.
I feel like Windhorse right now with the two fingers. But
he'll definitely showdown. I probably will have some Tiger in there, the first two rounds. But after that, you can't do it. I'm sorry. I just can't. And I love you, Tiger. I can't do it.
Okay, so the official Goldilocks from my end, Tiger minus 150 to make the cut. Don't bet any higher than that. Shop around for a number. But that's probably the only bet I'll be on. Maybe if I want to get super spicy. You're super spicy as first round leader.
If you want to just have fun with it. I don't like the value at 65 to 1. If you look at that versus some others, it's just not really there. So it depends how much you want to have fun with it. But I think I'm with you on that Goldilocks there.
Maybe top 40. that would be like as far as I would go. And even then,
could.
like maybe there's like a 3-ball interesting. I mean, you showed it to me earlier. His group with Homa and Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
That is an awesome grouping for the first 2 rounds.
It's going to be awesome. I love it.
Homa,
and it'll be cool to see how the other two play.
Homa's tweet, he's like, I don't care. The golf gods have looked down upon me. My life is made. I get to play 2 rounds with the GOAT at St. Andrews for the 150th Open Championship. It's exactly right. It's going to be an awesome experience. I cannot wait to see them go.
Which is cool because I love those vibes for Daddy Homa. So.
All right. Okay, so why don't we move into here some of the favorites for the tournament, some guys that you're looking to play either an outright top 5, maybe a head-to-head matchup. Looking at the odds at BetMGM right now for the tournament winner, Rory McIlroy plus 1,000, Xander Schauffele, who is coming off of 2 straight wins in 2 tries, and then also a 2-day championship at the Pro-Am that Tiger played in. He's 1,400. Ross 1,800, Spieth at 1,800, Fitzpatrick at 1,800, and Scheffler at 1,800. All those guys have less than 20-1 odds to win the tournament. Are any of those guys stand out to you, or is there anyone higher up on the board that you are looking to target this week, either in outrights or another market?
So there are. I feel like we have to address Rory at first because we know that's your guy. And
Rory's my guy.
He's your guy, and I know I took an oath. I don't know if I can pull the trigger on outright here. Rory is like a staple first leader bet in my home. He is always somewhere there at the top, whether he's tying there for first round leader. I really like him coming into this tournament. Strokes gained on approach in the past 24 rounds. He's sitting there at number 1, also sitting there at number 1 for strokes gained on par 4s, which is really important at this course here. But like in other majors he's played in these past 15 months, there's always this one mistake and it haunts him for the rest of the time. So it's how much do I trust Rory? I think I'm out on him for outright just because the value is not totally there. But sprinkling on a top 10 first round leader, that would be where I'm putting my money as far as Rory goes.
So the interesting thing about Rory here is the last time that the Open Championship was at St. Andrews, he was the defending champ, and he missed it because he had an ankle injury from playing soccer.
Yes,
like an idiot. So I don't know what to expect from Rory this week, other than in terms of form. I mean, he's at the top of his game. Him and Xander are the 2 hottest guys on tour right now. He's been awesome in nearly every major so far this season. I don't know at 10-1 if I can. Well, this is a lot. I'm definitely going to put something on 10-1 because I
was going to say, okay.
But that's going to be more of a sprinkle and a fun play. I do think that the bet that I'm going to end up making is top 20 minus 190. I mean, there's probably no value there, but it's something that I think is absolutely going to happen. I would be surprised if he doesn't finish top 20. I think that putting some money on a top 10 and top 5 is also reasonable. Top 5 plus 220. This is pretty dicey odds to just be inside the top 5 there. So maybe I won't quite go there, but top 20, top 10, I'll probably be all over that. I'll be over a bunch of his head-to-heads, depending on what those look like, especially if I get it versus if I get like a Rory versus Matthew Fitzpatrick number out there, I would like that even heavily juiced up. Him versus Scotty, I would probably bet on. Some of the other guys, maybe I wouldn't necessarily bet on him against. We'll talk about one guy that I really like right now, I guess. I really like Jon Rahm this week. I feel like he's being overlooked because of how well.
I knew you were going to say it.
I really like Rahm this week. I think that he has a chance. I like the way that he can play on these link style courses. I like the fact that he can roast it off the tee. It doesn't matter where the ball's going to go. The putting at this, I think that there's an opportunity for him because of the size of the greens for him to have a really great week putting the ball. He's a great lag putter. He might not be the best putter overall, but lag putting is huge at St. Andrews, and I think that he'll have the skill around the greens in order to compete. So I think Rahm's being overlooked a little bit in that 18-1 number. If I can get a 20-1 somewhere, I can guarantee that I'm going to be in on that bet.
I can't. I just can't do it. I will probably have him in showdowns later on in the weekend. He's on my no bet list, like him and anyone with braces. So Fitz I'm out on as well. But you brought up lag putting. Another guy, I know he is all over the place and it might be a little bit chalky here, is Spieth. I really like Spieth this week. His putter has kind of been his issue this season, but the Open Championship greens, they tend to play a little bit slower, and I think that can aid him in the areas that he's had issues with. He just has this tendency to play well where he historically excels, and this is one of those tournaments that he does. I can see Spieth running away with this, and he's one of my outrights this week. He's one of the more creative guys on course. I have to bet on Spieth. I can't not bet Spieth this week.
All right, why don't we go to? Well, I don't even know how I feel about Spieth, but let's go to the guys a little bit down the list a little bit. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna get the 20 21 and over guys. Probably go down to around 4,000 here. Justin Thomas 2,200, Shane Lowry 2,200, Cameron Smith 2,500, Cantlay 2,500, Morikawa, Zalatoris at 2,800, Dustin Johnson, Tommy Fleetwood at 3,300, Koepka, Oosthuizen, Burns, Finau, Hatton, and Matsuyama at 40-1. Do any of those guys pop out as potential plays for you this week?
You know who keeps popping up in my research, and I don't want to put money on him, but I have to because he keeps popping up, is Hatton. I mean, like, he's just lighting up in any type of model I try to create on my own. His 3-putt avoidance, strokes gained putting, it doesn't matter what it is. He just keeps popping up. He's great with par fours. I like Hatton this week. I'm not going to be ballsy enough to bet him outright, but I am going to look at his other numbers. I like him to possibly even top 10, definitely top 30, and going to check out where I can find the value for him. But he is definitely someone that I will have money on this week.
All right, let's go through the list. Right. So Justin Thomas, obviously, I think he can have success here. 22-1. I'm probably going to pass on this one. His success at the British Open is not great. His track record, at least at the British Open, is not great. Although seeing Tiger Woods needle him a little bit during the practice rounds, asking him if he's going to be at the Champions Round dinner or at the Champions dinner, and he said, "No, I've never won here." And Tiger go, "Yeah, okay." So maybe a little needling from Tiger gets him over the edge, but probably going to avoid that. Cameron Smith at plus 2,500. Like that one a lot. I think he has the skill in order to be able to succeed here. Also, big game player, big match player. When it comes to time to win these big tournaments, he's always in it. So I think that a top 10 or top 20 on him is probably worthwhile. I've seen a lot of models that have Cantlay high up. He's on my no bet list. I cannot do it.
He's on the no bet list. It's not happening. He's on both of ours. He will not be a part of it. Not happening.
There's just something, I don't know what happened to him after the amazing year that he had last year, but in these majors, all of the statistical models say that he should perform well, and he's been absolutely terrible. So I just can't get around that one. DJ, I've seen a lot of models that have DJ really highly ranked here, and I do think that because he's on the LIV Tour, he's probably not getting as much respect in the market. I do think in terms of a DFS play or a DraftKings play, he's going to be an absolute monster this week. His ownership is really, really low. So I really like DJ this week, and 33-1. I'm probably gonna have to put some money on that. Fleetwood is my guy, but I know I think he's on your no bet list, right?
He isn't on my no bet list. I like him this week to an extent because he was popping up in little places. But last time he popped up in little places, I put too much money on him and I screwed myself. So he's gonna be more of a DFS play than betting money on. A guy coming up in the odds, Neiman is a guy that I definitely like this week. It's hard to not bet him. That's my guy. He's kind of my guy to watch too. He missed the cut at Travelers, tied 16th in the Scottish last week, so made a nice little comeback there. But, first round leader, he usually plays phenomenal. First of all, the first round, he's another one. Him and Rory, I basically bet them every single week to be a first round leader. His, gaining strokes in like every metric from tee to green that you could come up with. He's also another one of those creative players that we see like Spieth, and he just plays well at major championships. So I could see him being the calm, cool, collected guy. Does well in, crappy wind conditions too. So he fares pretty well for this course.
The last guy on that list that I'm really looking at, and it's a guy who won here once and lost in a playoff the second time, is Louis Oosthuizen. At 40-1, I think he's an absolute smash spot. There's no way that he does not finish in the top 20 this week. That will be one of my favorite bets. I believe top 20, I'm looking at BetMGM right now. Oosthuizen plus 150. I absolutely love that bet. I think that there's a chance that he competes for the title once again here. No one knows the place better than him, maybe outside of Tiger, and has had as much success here.
I really like him first round leader. He's actually on my card for first round leader. Really, really like him.
Love that. All right. Why don't we move down the board? Some sleepers, some long shots. Which guys are you kind of targeting in this over, 50-1 range for bets?
Okay, so it's not over 50-1, so I'm breaking the rules here because a lot of the long shots, I don't absolutely adore them, but Homa, I don't know what number you can still get for him right now.
Homa's at 50-1. I got a 50.
Oh, he is? Okay, cool. So there, he classifies for this. Last year was his debut. He's just playing really good golf. I mean, he made the cut in all 3 of this year's major championships. His putter killed him a couple times this year, but again, like I was saying, tends to play a little bit slower, so maybe that can aid him the way it can possibly aid speed. His ball striking gives him the ability to contend in a majority of conditions, another thing that we like here. So I'm in on Homa. He is just asking for another win. I want him to get another win, and it's because I love Homa. I tweeted, Homa loves links golf, and I love him, and that's all you need to know as far as what I'm betting. I have a lot of Homa over. I was looking at Hatton because I like the plus money, but I like Hatton too much now. But Homa over Decky, that was also plus money. That was one of the bets that I was looking at, possibly going to end up on my card. So I like Homa to have a strong week. Depends where you want to go with it, where you want to put your money. But I think he will play very, very well here.
All right, 2 guys that I'm looking at in this range, and also one here. So, Sung J M 60s. One of the models that I was looking at had him 8th overall, and in terms of an outlier compared to his price, he's one of the best guys on the board here. So I'm going to probably play a little M to win, and probably some top 20 action and some head-to-heads on him. Mark Leishman, another guy who lost in the playoff last time to Zach Johnson, along with Louis Oosthuizen, plus 8,000. I think that he has a chance to compete this week, and he'll probably make either a top 20 or a top 40 card for me as well. And I also kind of like him as a first-round leader option, as a long shot here. As a guy that I'm fading in this range, all the numbers that I have say that Seamus Powers is not going to compete well this week, and I probably will end up betting him to miss the cut in this range. Another guy that I'm kind of fading also, Keegan Bradley. All the numbers that I've seen have him not being able to compete this week. So if I see some head-to-heads against Keegan Bradley and Seamus Power, I will be fading them.
Big fade. That's great. I like those a lot. I might have to tell you on some of that.
All right. Why don't we move over to maybe like your favorite bet of the week or your favorite player of the week? If you have to pick like one player to win the tournament and then one bet to make this week, what would you do?
Oh gosh, one of each. That's not enough. Okay, let me give you 2 really random spicy bets. Like, these are full-blown Steffi Smalls. Like, how weird can we get? Okay, 2 names you're not hearing. You're not going to hear them. Stuart Stink finished top 40, plus 290. He was T24 at the Scottish Open last year. T20, I mean, not last year, last weekend. T20, T24 last 2 years that he played at the Open. So I think he did skip a year, I believe, in between. He's had 2 top 10 finishes this year, has quietly played very good golf, and to get plus 290 on him to just do top 40 is a smash for me. He could end up blowing it, maybe. It's fine. Didn't he have I thought he had a hole in one this year. I could be wrong. I don't think he did. And then Kurt Kitayama. He came in second last weekend. Top 30 plus 320 feels like kind of free money if he stays in good form into this weekend. So I like both of them. A player that I'm watching, I don't like the value on him outright. Tony Finau, another one. Him and Hatton just lighting up every single thing that I have researched. He has good course history here. His last 4 appearances, 3rd, tied for 9th, tied for 27th, tied for 18th. Strokes gained on par 4 is, again, something that I really like. 3-putt avoidance, things that I really like. Both of those categories has shown to do very well. So Tony Finau, I'm going to find a number that I like here. I don't know that it's his outright because I think he is somewhere in that like 34-1 range, but he's someone I'm going to keep my eyes on. He will be on my card at some point.
All right, here is my favorite bet and my one to watch. I'm going to keep it together. It's a guy that I have not mentioned at all yet. And This is going to be real spicy. A guy that I really don't like betting on, but all the markets suggest that he should be much higher numbers than he's at right now. Webb Simpson, plus 400, top 20, and plus 12,500 to win the tournament. I'm going all in across the board on everything Webb Simpson this week. You can lock that one in. I can guarantee you a head-to-head, round one leader to win the tournament, top 10, top 5, top 20, top 40. I'm betting Webb across the board. You can't tell me otherwise. That's my guy this week. Way down the board is my surprise pick to win the Open Championship.
That's it. He did pop up a lot for me too, so maybe I need to sprinkle a little bit on him. But I think I'm gonna ride that Spieth train pretty strong here. Like on my card, it's probably gonna be Spieth over Rahm. I know that you like Rahm this week, but I also like the plus money on that at plus 124. And the numbers I use are also from FanDuel because it sounds like you're getting better numbers than I saw today. So I might need to do a little bit better shopping.
Got to do some shopping and figure out the best ways to play the tournament. All right, so if we're putting money, just one guy to win the tournament, you're taking Spieth?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we didn't even talk about Scheffler. I also like Scheffler this week. Like I am still in on taking Scheffler. He was tied for 8th last year. He's still the number 1 golfer in the world. I understand he cooled off. He had a miscut last weekend. But outside that, you really can't complain. He's a 4-time winner this season. And, to take him top 10 plus 220, sure. I'm totally fine with numbers like that. And usually, again, like there's a strong statistical link between this and Augusta. And that's who the reigning leader is right now. So I'm still in on Scheffler this week. I know everyone's falling off of him, but we don't fade Scottie Scheffler in this home, and we never will.
I will. We're in different homes. I don't care. I'm out on Scheffler. I'm just, you know what? You make a really good point about the link between Augusta and St. Andrews, and obviously Scottie played great at Augusta and has traditionally. I don't know what to expect this week. He certainly cooled off. Some of the models suggest that he's a fade candidate this week, especially given who he's going up against in these head-to-head and 3-ball matchups. So I get it, and he's a big game player. I mean, he was right in it at the PGA Championship and the Open Championship, and we'll see here at the Open Championship. I don't know. I'll probably take a little bit of a stance on a fade, but I don't want to get too aggressive trying to fade Scottie because he's been that good this season.
Yeah, can't do it. Not doing it.
All right, I think that's it. I think we got through all of our bets, right?
Yeah. I think we did a good job there.
All righty. So we are going to post all of these as graphics later on in the week. I guess tomorrow you're going to put them in the Discord. And let's make some money this week. Oh, the last thing I want to do before we get out of here. Sorry. All right. Last thing before we head out of here. Let's jump into our 7 stakes for the Open Championship. We have 7 questions on the board. First question, best finish in Group A. Rory McIlroy plus 195, Scottie Scheffler plus 235, Jon Rahm plus 265, Justin Thomas plus 285, Morikawa, a guy that we haven't talked about yet, plus 315, who is the defending champion at the Open Championship, and Matthew Fitzpatrick, which is our defending champion from the Country Club in Brookline, plus 320. Which of those guys are you going to take in Group A?
Well, we don't bet on people with braces in this home, so we can cross out Fitz. Although I like the value on that, I am going to go with Scottie Scheffler here and ride the wave, especially because I know that you were fading him this week.
Yeah, my decision comes down to Rory and Jon Rahm. I'm going to take Jon Rahm because I'm getting a better number. So plus 265 for question 1 on Jon Rahm in Group A. Group B, Will Zalatoris plus 185, Xander Schauffele plus 190, Cameron Smith plus 245, Jordan Spieth plus 255. I know who you're taking. Cantlay plus 260 and Shane Lowry plus 275. We're taking Spieth for you, right?
Lowry is tempting with that number, I will say, but I am going to go Spieth because I am Cam Smith too. This is one of the harder questions on this one. I am going to go with Spieth because I practice what I preach, so it will be Spieth for me.
All right, I'm going to go with Cameron Smith plus 245. I like that number a lot. All right, Group C, Dustin Johnson plus 170, Hideki Matsuyama plus 180, Brooks plus 275, Bryson plus 280, Sam Burns plus 295, and Hatton plus 305. Hatton, a guy that you talked about a lot, and he's the longest odds on the board here. So we're going plus 305 on Hatton.
We are going Hatton and we're slamming it here.
I'm going to go with DJ as the favorite plus 170, but my second favorite would be Hatton here. So I get the odds on betting him. All right, Group D, Victor Hovland plus 165, Neiman, your guy, plus 205, Louis plus 210, Fleetwood plus 245, Daniel Berger, actually, he's not playing anymore, so he's out. That was plus 255, though. Tiger Woods plus 310. I can't take Tiger here. I'm going to be on Louis plus 210. You looking at Neiman here?
I might ride the Louis wave with you here, especially if I'm not going to have him on my card. I feel comfortable now taking him in 7 stakes.
Yeah.
I want to have Louis to some extent, so now I have some Louis.
Love it. All right, best finish in Group E, Justin Rose plus 195, Tony Finau plus 210, Cameron Young plus 225, Paul Casey plus 270, Sergio plus 315, and Answer at 365. Which of those guys do you like?
I'm going to go with Finau here and just trust my research because none of these guys, Cameron Young's interesting to me. Not going to get me to take Sergio or Answer. So for me, I will go Finau.
I like the Finau play too at plus 210 in Group E. Group F, last one on the board for the group play. Adam Scott plus 185, Corey Connors 195, Keegan Bradley 220, Max Homa, your boy, plus 235, Webb Simpson, my boy, plus 265, and Billy Ho at plus 270. So I'm going to guess you're going Homa and I'm going Webb, right?
Yeah, we got it. Let's just stick to it and do what we do best.
All right, last one. Winning score of the Open Championship, minus 13, plus 325, minus 14, plus 355, minus 12, plus 380, minus 15, plus 410, 11 under or lower, plus 35, plus 435, and minus 16 or higher, plus 515. This all comes down to the wind. If there's no wind at this place, the winner might be at 25 under, legitimately. But looks like there's a little wind in the forecast. What do you think here?
I am between 14 and 15, and I don't think it's worth taking 15. I'm going to play it safe with 14 here.
All right. I'm going to take the long shot here at plus 515, minus 16 or higher. We've seen some numbers here. Tiger in the past, a couple other guys that have won at 17, 18, 19 under here. So I'll take the long shot on this one, plus 515, minus 16 or higher. That does it. We've finished. We're going to place all of these bets right now. Good luck with all of your bets, and we'll talk to you soon. See ya.
See ya.